At last, I am free from the confines of this accursed prison. You there, take these golden fruit that imprisoned me and follow me if you want to get rid of these Pac-Man forever!
Betty. Oh, I see Jeff Gamer. I see Sophia. I see Phoenix. I left to go take a shower. Okay. I went to take a shower, so I think in the meantime, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna be at the arcade till she gets back. So she is on Blade Mountain. Oh, finish Blade Mountain. She's gonna be here. She's gonna be fun. Yeah, she's gonna be into the volcano. This is gonna be fun. Hey there, Ellie. So we're gonna do the arcade. And no, I'm not gonna beat the arcade because it's kind of impossible to beat the arcade. So this will be our last. This will be our last. No, I'm actually going to do the arcade game. My name is Stu, and I am here running lazy by collecting a Pac-Man. I'll tell you a little bit about each of the games. Pac-Man was first released in the arcade in 1990. You will need 10 tokens to play Pac-Man. Pac-Attack was first released for consoles in 1993. You will need 30 tokens to play Pac-Attack. You can play different tokens from the game characters. You will need 60 tokens to play the jukebox. Pac-Mania was first released in the arcade in 1988. You will need 100 tokens to play Pac-Man. This Pac-Man was released in the arcade in 1980. You will need 180 tokens to play. Play the Pac-Man World 2 mazes here after you complete them in the game. However, I have already unlocked the first maze. Have fun. Okay. I know, but I'm playing the actual arcade game. Interesting. Actually, that I don't know why it went back up. I was trying to go right and it went back up. See, I love these arcade games. So the young ones learn, the old ones. I'll be very honest with you. I've never actually played this game in an arcade game. The first time I played Pac-Man was actually on the Atari 26. That is literally where I first played this game. While it didn't look like the arcade game, it was essentially Pac-Man. You can't really ruin Pac-Man. That was the mindset everybody else was in because they thought it was not Pac-Man because it didn't look like Pac-Man. The interesting thing about Pac-Man is the ghosts do get faster the further you go in this game. So the challenge difficulty is mostly in the ghost's speed. Generally, the board is exactly the same everywhere you go. And I'm done. GG, what are you talking about? I died. You're saying good game after I died? Odd. Getting up by me every time. Ah, dang, they trapped me. They all were coming right after me. Alright. I probably won't get past stage 3. I probably will end up dying like I did last time. They have no lives. That's alright. We're only playing this for fun, and this is to wait until Guy gets back. Oh! Told you I would die. Blinky is one of the smartest AIs in that. Come on, go right. That was my mistake. I thought I could eat them, but it wore out. I made that mistake myself, so life lost because of me. I made that mistake again. I didn't expect that I would be that close. Earned all of my lives. And my controls were funky on that one. I didn't even get past the first one. Let's try it again. My controls refuses to go left and right for some reason. For some reason. I should have gotten that power pellet before I died. I don't know why that clicked it that way. It trapped me. Welcome back, guy. I'll finish this up and then we can go and do your time trial. Interesting. I won out of that. And I died. I was trapped, actually. All right. So let's go out. I'll send you all the way back to where you're going to start, okay? And then you can take over. I got to turn on Parsec while I'm at it. All right. Is Parsec on? Oh, you're not. All right, there you go, Di. Oh, Windows blocked your update for Rewaz, so you're gonna have to try to see if you can download it manually. Okay. Be on. There you go. This is the first level you're starting with. The volcano itself looks like it's going to be a tough one. Remember, you're collecting clocks. think the crates are gonna have your clock. You didn't even check to see what your goal time was. It's probably gonna be over a minute. These levels are getting bigger. Oh, 2 minutes and 22 seconds, so. All right. I baked a cake today, guys. Instead of cooking dinner today, I decided to bake a cake. Because of the heat, I didn't want to run 2 things at once. So, it was a bit more efficient to actually bake a cake. Then I had sandwiches for dinner. So I didn't ran the stove top and the oven at the same time. So tomorrow's gonna be our birthday. That's what the cake's for. I don't know what time Andy wants to start the birthday stream. What I have scheduled will be moved to next week, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to do RPG Maker. It will be still scheduled at 8 tomorrow night. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're still doing that tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I just need to know when you're going to start. Okay, that would be excellent. That will literally be a 12-hour. Now, if you start at 11, we don't have to shut it off. We'll just run the RPG Maker in the same screen. It would make things a lot easier with that one. Because you start at 11, it's actually only going to be 12 hours. Because it'll end at 11 at night. So that backtracking saves you, by avoiding that backtracking, you actually save a whole lot of time. No checkpoints on a trial run. And you virtually have infinite lives doing trial runs. Alright. Diet will continue. I'll be right back. my cheating. I never. Guy says she wants to do all of them. That's what Guy's doing. The main game's completely done. Guy wants to do all the time trials. We'll be doing Pac-Man World 3 afterwards. I'm gonna let Di keep going until she finishes the game. It shouldn't really take that long. If it does end up taking more than what it should, we'll do one more stream of it, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to finish it in this stream. Angle. You angled it. Come here. Come here. Get over here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Is the heat getting to you that much? Come here. Your audience wants to see you. Come here, your audience wants to see you. Come here. 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 That's a good kitty. Come here. There we go. That's a good kitty. That's a very good kitty. Now say hi to your audience. Your audience wants to say hi to you. Say hi to your audience. Oh, maybe you caused Di to die, but Di probably doesn't care. She likes seeing you. Here's the biggest cheater of them all, right here. This lovable kitty is making everybody smile. She's a good kitty. She's a good kitty. You forgive me with the kitty? Okay. Don't know how long he's going to stay there. He's probably going to stay there for a little bit and then run off. You want to cuddle him? He does like cuddles. He'll only let you cuddle him for about 30 seconds. That's it, and then he'll want to go. Yeah. He likes 30-second cuddles. I sometimes cradle him. Here, come here. Meow. There. He gets cradled like this, but he'll stay here for about 30 seconds before he wants to leave. Well, he's about 1 year old right now, so I think he's well protected. The previous owner who had him let him go outside on his own. He would come back with burdock in his fur, which was hard to get out, so we actually had to cut the fur. His fur would always be messy when he was outside. Ever since he's been indoors, his coat has been nice and shiny as he's playing. He likes to bug for food, but while in the heat, we try not to overfeed him. Too much body fat will actually make him overheat. You are almost at the end on that one, Di. We're almost at the end. I'm pretty sure all you need to do is just go over that chasm there, and you would be right at the end. doesn't have enough to buy catsup. After this game is going to be Pac-Man World 3, and like I said, we're going to alternate between levels. I am going to ensure that I don't leave the level until I got everything in the level. It's a collaboration, not cheating, it's collaboration, agreed on. There's a difference between cheating and collaboration. Besides, this is probably the only time I will get Guy to play the original Pac-Man world, because I'm pretty sure that she's probably just going to end up playing Pac-Man World Repack, Pac-Man World 2 Repack. She's being silly. She's being, I'm not being too hard on her. If it gets overboard, I'll let her know. There you go. You just beat the time. Good. Yes, we're going to do Pac-Man World 3 after this. It's going to be on the GameCube like the last one, because PCSX2 is going to have even more of a stable issue, because D&D changing the setups onto it. I'm hoping we can find the application that we got from Microsoft, the Microsoft Store, that enforces Vulkan in the emulators. Did you see what time you had to go through? I already know. I played a little bit of it on the PS2. I actually find it better than Pac-Man World 2. Which was an interesting conversation we had somebody in stream last week. They didn't like my opinion on Pac-Man World 2 and 3. Which I wasn't having problems with their opinion. But I kept asking, what are some of the reasons you don't like it? And they couldn't come up with a legit reason why they didn't like Pac-Man World 3. I heard that they said the butt bounce was nerfed, but when Di and I looked at it, it was extremely buffed up, because the third bounce actually killed everything on screen. Or in the vicinity, because it sends a shockwave. They also had a fit because when I told them that I didn't have any issues with the punching in the game, because they said they didn't really like the punching in the game, so no, I didn't seem to have any issues. I actually thought it was actually pretty accurate. They didn't like it when I debunked a lot of the stuff that they were having issues with, because I didn't find much of a problem with that part of the game. I understand people doesn't like the story-driven aspect of it. I didn't mind the story-driven aspect of the game, but I can understand the complaint of the game being more story-driven. Guys had a little bit of experience with it. She played it for a little bit when we were testing it on the game too. And what she tested was, she said it wasn't too bad. She just hasn't played enough to say, oh yeah, I like the game. But she can confirm that the first two Pac-Man worlds that she's played, there is a massive depth perception issue. As she's trying to get the clock, you can definitely see where she's having issues with depth perception. Yeah, bugs are gonna happen. I mean, even this particular game had bugs into it too. The first one also had bugs into it. So relatively, there was bugs. You could say there was bugs in all of them. So yeah, bugs are going to be plagued video games completely. Because what game out there doesn't really have bugs? Just as an example, Minecraft is probably one of the most buggiest games out there, and it's also one of the most polished games out there. You can't exactly avoid bugs. The game's gonna be 20 years old in 3 years, and it has been heavily worked on. And they keep the game alive for dedicated players who played it back in 2009. Oh yeah, you have to do a lot of backtracking. So your time is just longer than a minute. All right. Right. I mean, you're going to experience bugs regardless, so it's really kind of hard to avoid it. Because if anybody remembers how buggy Super Mario Bros. 3 when it came out, imagine what the bugs were like in the Famicom port of the game. Famicom port of Super Mario Bros. 3 was even worse with bugs. There's actually a soft lock in the game. So, bugs are just going to exist in video games. As long as it's not a game-breaking bug, I really don't care. You gonna make it? I'm gonna make it. We're not gonna. Wow. Yeah, you had to grab the sides on that one. That was one of them where you actually had to scale the wall. One of the things I complain about with a lot of the modern Nintendo games is Nintendo is known for polishing their games, but they have released a lot of games unpolished as of recent years. If I can get my hands onto it, I might look into those, but I'm not entirely sure about the one that you mentioned, because there's one of them I really don't like the way Pac-Man looks in the game. Because they gave him, they put the whites in his eyes, which really makes him look terrible. This look here in Pac-Man World is his iconic look. Just to go and change and put his whites in his eyes made it extremely terrible. So whatever version that was, I'm avoiding that one completely. Because that look is in all the promotional art of Pac-Man during the arcade days. I do have Pac-Man World Rally, which is one of them I will not stream. It's just a racing game. I don't have enough people that can play it right now. They reused the same model as in this one. They didn't use the crappy model with the whites in his eyes. So yes, it's a lot more polished from the original one. But yeah, they didn't try to manipulate his appearance. Keep his traditional 80 look. How he was supposed to look from the creator's intent. That's what I say. Don't ruin the creator's intent. Why a lot of people say, "Oh, we gotta censor this. This is not appropriate for modern times." You're ruining the visual concept of the original creator's idea. So I can understand why they would go for censorship, but if it's ruining the visual intent of the material, don't censor it. We understand that it's not appropriate for today's time, but the book wasn't written in today's time, it was written back then. So essentially you're rewriting history by censoring it. One of the censoring examples that I'm familiar with is how heavily Final Fantasy games are. Which one of them? Hey, I just discovered a bug in Pac-Man World 2. She fell through the world. Which one is my favorite ghost out of the 4? Which one? Well, it's not Blinky. For one, Blinky is too smart of a ghost. Then again, that could be his positive aspect. But when you play the game, you already realize that Blinky is probably one of the ones that you are intended out of all of them. Inky is the dumbest ghost out of all 4 of them. So my favorite would be between Pinky and Clyde. Because they're right there in the middle. And apparently, in Pac-Man World 3, Pinky has a soft spot for Pac-Man. Imagine that lore. Di is learning her A button very well. You're taking their personality aspect that was given to them in Pac-Man World 3, which is their personality has been relatively redefined in Pac-Man. Guys, maintaining the same time as you did before, so that's good. You have to grab the wall. I don't think you're gonna make it. Interesting. Yeah. Are you within time or no, Di? Went on 3 minutes. I have not really watched any of the Pac-Man. you just got the new record, so it was over 3 minutes for the record. This one's 17 seconds. Magnus Opus. The depth perception still triggering die. Acme Opus. Play on words for Magnus Opus. Magnum Opus. I think you just need to act on it. Now, Pac-Man is playing his version of Minecraft. He's in the Nether. Right, Di? So we got spiders, which are in Minecraft. There's golems in this game, which is also in Minecraft. Maybe Mojang should add fire golems to the game. Di will be able to find a way. Di is creative. Eating those ghosts added at least 2 seconds on her clock. Remember, your time is 2:17, Di. Oh yeah, remember this nightmare die? The half pipe. You had 202, which was cutting it very close. That's not a short half pipe. All right. So since we're gonna have a birthday stream tomorrow, Andy says it's going to start at 11 o'clock tomorrow. I will set that up. It's gonna be a 12-hour stream. It'll be the longest that we've had in one day. We'll start at 11 a.m. We're going to end at 11 p.m. Give or take a few minutes because it'll probably end before 11 p.m. Me and Andy are going to have a birthday tomorrow. We're going to change it up with the games and stuff. We will still be doing the RPG Maker at 8 o'clock. But we're going to alternate different games and stuff. Andy's going to play some games. I already mentioned yesterday that we're going to try to squeeze in some Atari games in there. We're not going to play every one of them. We'll play some of them. We will probably have people come on our stack and play some games. I may have people play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Manhattan Project. Imagine Die playing Manhattan Project. Cutting it very tight. I'm very tight. Ouch. Slid right into the lava. Andy and I are going to be turning 41 tomorrow. Well, I appreciate that message, Sophia. Thank you. There are ways that you can help the channel grow. You can share the streams on your Twitter, any other accounts that you may have, Blue Sky, whatever. Community posts on YouTube, you have the right to share it there if you want. I'm not going to stop you. Welcome back, Phoenix. Because now that YouTube is bringing back the community tab for channels, you can actually use the community tab. Share content on. I'm not saying that you have to, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to do so. It's your channel. Nobody can tell you not to do it. Birthday stream. India's going to try to pull off a subathon on Twitch or Kick. Probably. It's a little harder to do a subathon on YouTube. For the simple fact that you would literally need to be able to run a full stream for 24 hours. But because YouTube, mine and Andy, we're going to be 41 tomorrow. YouTube cut their streams off after 12 hours, and you can still stream after 12 hours, but it'll stop recording. Why are you so surprised, Allie? Not exactly new. If I'm bringing up like the NES, which was the pinnacle peak of my period of childhood. Played Atari before the NES because the Atari was a lot cheaper at the time. 24? 24? Who said 24? I said we're going to be turning 41. You probably feel a lot younger now because we're going to be turning 41. Almost. Okay, guys. You're fine, you're fine. People make mistakes. We're only human after all. Heck, AIs make mistakes too. Because they only know enough what human gives it. Slid right off of it. Guy's like, but I was flat on that thing! Just like I was. Flat on top of it, but Pac-Man decides to roll off of it. Jump button fails. That's also another issue I actually have myself too. Is how sensitive the controls are. One pixel off and the jump button fails. Here's something I'm gonna educate you guys on. When you're playing the older Mario games, you will actually find out that Mario's jumping is perfect. Because while you're running, if Mario's foot happens to get off the ledge, 1 foot, the jump button will fail. Because somewhere in the coding, accidentally overrides your jumping and Mario just goes into the hole. Both of Mario's feet while you're running have to be planted on the ground before you can jump. And it actually has been in every single Mario game to date. That if you are running and if Mario's foot, one of his foot is off the edge by a single pixel, your entire jump fails. Imagine being my age, learning this when you're younger, and you're trying to figure out why you died because you pressed the A button. That's why. Because there's a code in there that overrides your jump because Mario's foot is not calculated on a flat surface. Very small pixels. See if Di can survive. No, she won't. Flat surface, it slid right off. Kind of, maybe. Oh, we've both played this level together, so same premise. Same premise. I haven't exactly played Crash Bandicoot, but I was infinitely told that it's probably better to play the remake than the original because they suffer that same depth perception problem that the remakes correct. That does not mean that they're any easier. Ooh, just so close. They can be intensely difficult. I've seen one level where it's more of a side scroller, but you had to climb up the side, and the further you got up, it started to rain, which made it more slippery. So it made it hard to stand on platforms. Look at them cook, Callie. Yes, cook. Callie, Di is a gifted player. Meow. Meow. Meow 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 meow. General Mills, don't hit me because I'm using your Meow Mix theme. Might have got the brand wrong. I know one of the cereal companies has Meow Mix. Well, who are they owned by? Oh, okay. Peanut butter and jelly. They should also make peanut butter too. Yeah. And we got the best time too. Guys, like, well, thank God that level is done. Got one more volcanic level. Lost. Guy's probably taking a water break right now. You're right, the camera is odd. There's quite a few levels that actually does that. Why don't you tell her that? The level's full of rocks. Oh, was the next one a boss fight? Oh, okay. And it beast. Well, wait until you see one of the other levels that Guy and I don't like. This one I thought it was pretty fun, but it is annoying for a collective time. Di is gonna probably say it's also annoying for a time trial. Di just has to figure out how to avoid the landmine or the water mine. So you can swim up and you can swim down to avoid things. Keep an eye on that. So I'll let you know why depth perception is actually a problem. There's actually two factors. Camera is one. Second one is most of the items that you collect in this game are actually 2D textures. They're not 3D textures at all, which makes it difficult to judge where the item's at. Unless you physically can see it if you're on the item. Oh, there is one level I think this guy is going to have a field day with it. And that's the submarine one. Guy is like, it's depth perception. Yellow Submarine. One of the worst Beatles songs ever. Not every song released back in the 50s and 60s I enjoy. There's not a whole lot of songs that I actually enjoy from the 70s and 80s either. There are a certain few that I do enjoy. Yes, I do like listening to those eras, but Yellow Submarine is not a good song. There are some Beatles songs that I will listen to. But I'm not a huge Beatles fan. The song's gonna end up being in the public domain here in about 20 years. Imagine a Beatles song in public domain. I do listen to a lot of classic rock. I do listen to a lot of the older country music. That's basically where I generally listen to. If you see my collection, there's a lot of Meatloaf, there's a lot of REO Speedwagon, there's a lot of Warner. I listen to Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson. I listen to Rascal Flatts, Reba McEntire. I listen to Genesis. I listen to Phil Collins. So there's a mixture of pop rock in there as well, but that's older style. It's not more of the modern style. You can slip Michael Jackson in there, as well, even though I'm not a really huge fan of him. He does have some really good hits that I listen to. But again, that's older style pop, not modern style pop. You can put Whitesnake in there, you can put AC/DC in there. Because who doesn't like Highway to Hell? And songs like that. I've tried listening to some of the modern stuff, and I can't get into a lot of it. For one, I'm not a big fan of a 5-guitar band because all it does is sounds like noise to me. There's no rhythm section into it. They have what they call a rhythm guitar, which gets muted out by the lead and bass guitar. The rhythm section should be the piano. Great modern songs. If you listen to any of the older songs, some of the older stuff I think you would probably enjoy, because a lot of the older sound is actually a lot of the sound that you would probably hear in your video game. Many of the songs in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe are similar to that style. Take Sonic Adventure, Well, I asked him if he listened to any of the older stuff, and he said not really. So, Sonic Adventure, some of the songs in Sonic Adventure has that classic rock style. Sonic Adventure 2 also has a lot of the classic rock style. And yes, on here, which has been running for over an hour. Just like YouTube and Kick. I think I saw it, but it got quickly removed. Depends on the songs, actually. There are some OS games that rock a lot like in Power or Crash Bandicoot Sanity. Also, I love to listen to the good old 80s. Have you listened to Milo? Hilo was pretty big over there in Europe. Even though he was born and raised in the United States, just that any European actually liked his music. And over here in the East, that, and the fact is the media isn't as harsh as they are here in the U.S. Why is there 20 viewers over there on Kick? I have not seen 20 viewers over on Kick before. While I appreciate everybody who's coming to watch the stream, you are more than welcome to use the chat. I'm not going to force you to use the chat. It's there if you want to use it. You can also come and support YouTube because I primarily run the YouTube channel. Indy does run Twitch. If you want to go to Twitch, you feel comfortable going on Twitch. If you want to stay on Kick, well, you can stay on Kick. It doesn't matter. I appreciate it. I kind of wish YouTube had this thing where we're multi-streaming, and they have the merge thingy. Everybody who's on Twitch and Kick gets counted in my views. But sadly, YouTube only does not do that. Because that would actually help. Apparently that's what Twitch wanted. But apparently that hasn't come to fruition. Because it would most definitely benefit many content creators. They're multi-stream platforms. There are video contents on YouTube. If you're following the YouTube channel, you can go and watch videos on YouTube. We are working on a Rumble, but before we start streaming on Rumble, we're waiting for 100 followers on Rumble before we start streaming there. So content will get posted. Many of the content that's on YouTube now will get posted over on Rumble. We have somebody that's managing that account. New record! You did that in about about 8 minutes. So Rumble will be the next one we'll work on, but again, it's going to be a slow progress until we get 100 followers on Rumble. So the Shadow the Hedgehog episodes that we have, which at some point I will get back to it. So we have to. So we need the GameCube stick. I get back to recording videos for Shadow the Hedgehog because I am still quite a few away from completing. I believe I left off at 9. Take all the way up to season 9 on YouTube. I'm working 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. But the final episode will be the last story. But I will be playing that fully. I will have to record the whole thing and then cut out all gameplay from it. There will probably be a version where it has gameplay in it. It will not be in with the episode. This one looks like it's going to be a little easier time trial compared to the other one that the guy was having difficulties with. This one looks I didn't get a chance to put time on it, so I hope you can remember what time it had to do. Slightly, but she's at the end right now. New record. I think you died twice in this level. That's a lot faster than what you were doing on the other one. The third one's gonna be a nightmare to do for the time trial. Because she's gonna be in a submarine. This one's the nightmare because of how long this level is. Five people on YouTube, welcome. Got 1 people on Twitch, which has been a rough clap. Your favorite level? So in order to stop the time, she has to shoot the mines to get clocked, it looks like. Because it doesn't look like they just spawn in this level. So there's one that... This is the level that probably, if she gets the clock, does the clock right, she could essentially beat this level in about 3 minutes. If she does the clock right. She didn't like it very much in the collectathon. It was annoying to do in a collectathon. Because I ended up doing it the first time, and she had to go back into this multiple times to get the fruit. Because it required you to shoot things in there to get some of the fruit. Because they didn't just spawn in the level. This isn't too bad of a level if you're playing it casually, but if you're doing a collectathon, this becomes a very tedious level. you're stopping the clock. Going on 5 minutes time. So if you're within your time frame, last going on 7. I'd be very surprised if you still manage to time it. $7:04. Yes. Beat your time. Apparently the time frame was like 8 minutes, I think. So if that was the case, then you did it by almost a full minute. You think? Well, you beat it. 2 minutes and 58 seconds. This is one of the levels we hate. And I can almost imagine what kind of a nightmare it is to do this level for for a time trial. We're very close to the end of this. Why? Nope, she's seeing what I'm seeing because it's not dark on her end. So she should be seeing what I'm seeing because Parsec emulates what the well, we didn't have the problem with brightness before, so and that wasn't the issue that we were having the last time. It was the platform. I think the path does make it confusing when you're doing a collectathon. The biggest issue is the fact that the platform literally drops and never comes back. And you have no time to react to it because there's no warning ahead of time to let you know that those platforms are coming down. Apparently, Bandai Namco realized that this was one of their biggest fails in the game. This is why you're not going to hear me say that this is going to be one of my favorite Pac-Man World titles, because this level really dropped the overall score for me. Because this virtually is not fun. Even in a casual state, this level is not fun. Not sure if they really needed to add a map. I just think the entire level design wasn't thought through very well. Because this is not the only level that does this. The next level does the same thing. It makes it very difficult to play this level. I could see how frustrating Di was getting. I couldn't hear her, but she was getting frustrated herself over it because of the platforming. Would just fall, and there was no way to recover yourself if you made a mistake. And trying to get everything in the level also made it difficult as well. To beat the time. Yeah, from what I'm hearing, the remake does make the game a lot more playable. Yes, the pack dots were also a pain in the butt too because it made it hard to collect because there were so many pack dots. This is another one that does the same thing with the platforming. Okay, so you essentially are it is nice to give you infinite lives when you're doing the time trial. It is very nice to give you infinite lives doing the time trial. So when she gets done here, I'm gonna have her do one thing. Oh, there was one part of this level that we kind of hate because there wasn't a clear direction to go, and we had to literally make a blind jump across the entire side because we weren't sure if we were going to make it across the side because apparently you're supposed to rev roll across the entire side, and it wasn't clearly explicitly stated that you need to rev roll across the gap. Take care, Sophia. Thank you for that message. Guys should be 100% completed after this. So if you know what I'm talking about, Guy, Ms. Pac-Man has not been showcased. So when you finish up all of these, you have to showcase Ms. Pac-Man. I think I'm gonna let you do it because you haven't played any of them in the arcade. Those of you that's on Twitch or Kick, there is a link for Poggers. If you want to check it out, go ahead. It's something we're affiliated with. There are CPAs, there's energy drinks and stuff like that. There's shakers. I recommend getting the shakers because you can put whatever you want into them. Kool-Aid, if you want a Kool-Aid. The little lemonade that you find in the store, you can actually put them in them. Whoa, that's the I've been doing. So they're really nice, and I'm hoping that 10% still works because they still have us accessing the account. That platform. Yep, that looks like it. Somewhere over there. There we go. Let's see. Pac-Man has skeletons. Pac-Man has spiders. Both are in Minecraft. We beat the time. Did. This is Ghost Bayou. This is the one with the. This is the one with the long name and the falling platform. It's a lot more annoying than the first one. This one should be the last one because after this should be battle with. You know, it would be really funny if the shows were designed like how they are in video games. Pac-Man does his adventure. And when he completes his adventure, and says, "Oh man, I gotta go and 100% everything. I gotta go do the time trial." That would be interesting. But then it probably wouldn't make any sense in the concept of the storyline. Why would Pac-Man worry about time trialing all the areas that he has adventured in? Camera screwed you up on that one. CPU. Very nice. I do not want to see more than 10% CPU. It also doesn't show deep like the other one. Camera's still playing. Meow. Just like tradition, with Pac-Man World 1 and Pac-Man World 2, Pac-Man World 3 also has an arcade section. But I don't think it has nearly as many games on it as Pac-Man World 2 does. Pac-Man World 1 only has the classic Pac-Man games. Pac-Man World 2 has virtually all the classic Pac-Man games. In Pac-Man World 3, I think it has a few of the Pac-Man games put. And I think it also has a demo of Pac-Man World Rally built into the game itself. If my memory is correct. But it's all on the menu side of things where it says the arcade section. There's also a mini-game section as well where you can replay all the maps, the mini-maps that you played in the game. Oh, you gotta do it. Which did it about as fast as you could with that one. No way to do it fast. Just teleport. That I think backtrack. Another backtrack. Another backtrack. That wasn't good. You were close to the end of that one too. Oh, looks like you're about to die. Render distance. This level is actually makes this level different. You know what would be interesting? If AVGN did a video on the Pac-Man World franchise. 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Wow. You were already at 4 minutes on your one play before you actually died. So this is quite, they're asking for a lot. Pac-Man couldn't make up his mind. Yeah, we're doing time trial. Jair C is right now doing the time trial. This should be the last one, and then we actually have the entire game 100% completed. The Collectathon was actually a lot harder than the time trial. This should significantly be the end if he gets done. We're going to showcase his Pac-Man arcade before we actually go to actually end the stream. We're going to have Di play about 15 minutes of it. So it'll probably be post 11 p.m. And you've seen everything. You done any time trial, Chef Gamer? PS2 and Switch. I am assuming you also played the repack if you're playing it on. I do own the PS2 version. I didn't 100 complete it. I didn't do time trial on it. Game is fun for a basic game. It is. It is. I have no problem with this game except for a lot of questionable decisions of developers and that. But my biggest gripe is mostly the depth of perception that makes it hard to enjoy some of these levels. But other than that, the game is actually pretty fun. This should be the end. You are going to the end now. Hey, we beat the time on that one. That one's good. Be 100% all throughout the game. If I'm not mistaken, we have what? Go ahead and do Miss Acme. Should have everything. Go in and do Miss Pac-Man in the arcade. Behind you. Green roof. Has a green roof. We don't have to re-showcase every single maze that's in Pac-Man World 2. The only thing we have to do is show Miss Pac-Man. You can play about 15 minutes of it. It is essentially a bit more easier than they were already pretty smart in the original Pac-Man to begin with. I still think Pac-Man is harder because even with a random pattern, it's to manipulate a random pattern because in Pac-Man, the ghosts can actually gang up on you, and they do not get off their target. That's why it's harder on Pac-Man. He even dies having an easier time with it compared to the original Pac-Man game. Huh? Alright. And it looks like the phases actually change a couple of levels. There goes your cherry. He should be very close to getting it. I called it. So, God dang, you don't ever see a pretzel. Pac-Man. He went right through Blinky and never got cut. Pretzel. Oh, she just beat 4 levels. Power pellets don't last very long. 5. Yeah, that was a good run. That's it. You gonna do one more time? Beat the first one without losing a life. Still feels like that Miss Pac-Man is easier. Especially when she can go through ghosts and not die. Got an extra life. Left that stage. Got that extra life earlier than she did in the last run. You're all done. Press the start button and then go to exit. Okay. And then you can exit out of there and go back to the map screen. Okie dokie. So, exit. Alright. Alrighty then. So, did you find this Pac-Man easier than the regular Pac-Man game? You think they're about the same? Well, you gonna miss this game, Die, or are you gonna say no to that? Because I don't think you missed too much about Pac-Man World 1. Somewhat. Overall, I think this game is probably a 7 out of 10. What do you think, Di? Yeah. There's a lot of things in this game that if you're just playing it casually, not worrying about 100%, then you could probably say, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this game. But going through and try to complete the entire game, you can actually see where it is a lot harder to do a 100% run in this game, because a lot of the level designs don't make a lot of sense. How they place certain items in the level also makes it difficult to 100%. So, and especially because the depth perception also makes it difficult to 100% the game, because many of your items that you're collecting are just 2D pixels. It's a 2D texture. There's nothing 3D about it. That ruins the depth perception quite a bit. Whereas I think in Pac-Man World 3, everything is a 3D model. And plus, you're actually a lot closer to the character. Next week's going to be Pac-Man World 3. Tomorrow, we're going to have a live stream. Andy says it's going to be at 11 o'clock a.m. It's going to be running for about 12 hours. We still will be doing RPG Maker at 8 p.m. The current listing for RPG Maker will be rescheduled. We'll just blend the streams together. A lot of the games that I'm not entirely sure all the games that he's going to be playing. I made a suggestion to go through a lot of the Atari games, have people that got Parsec, that shares a friendship on Parsec, play certain games, NES games, Super Nintendo games, whatever, some of the emulated games. There's quite a few games that we can work on. Maybe Di can play Manhattan Project tomorrow. How about that? Because I do have Manhattan Project on the PC. Plus, we also have the Cowabunga collection, which Di probably still doesn't have. So, are you ready to go? You ready to call it a stream? We should be doing the Sims on Friday, right, Di? We're calling it a stream, right, Kitty? Right, here now? Right? A little humid selfie. Okay. Well, this is going to be it for tonight, guys. You all have a wonderful night. Take care.